Hello, Horse14T here, and I decided to do a bonus tutorial with NIF coding, and that is what to do if you find out that your model is missing a node or a bone. And what that is when I click on this little icon here, it will show me the skeleton of the animal underneath the model here. So if I turn this to 20 free, I see the skeleton here. Now what I did here to simulate this problem is that sometimes if you're modding and you have an animal and suddenly when you're testing it, it's not eating. For whatever reason, it won't eat, and that can be because you're missing the eat node. Now if I click on say this, you'll see that this is labeled node mouth. And this node would be used for the animal to pick up stuff. And the node eat node is vital for the animal in order for them to eat. If they don't have it, they will not eat, and then you would be bombarded with the animal is starving messages. So there are two ways to fix this. One is to simply pick a node, preferably one that doesn't have any animations to it, like the node mouth, for example. Another node that can be used is the dock attack node, or any node that's just not directly linked to animation, which is usually a node or a dock. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the node mouth as my example. I'm going to right click on it, block, copy, and then I'm going to find the bone that all of these other bones are attached to. In this case, it is the head, and we'll see that there's a missing one here. That's simply because I rigged this in order to show this. But that normally wouldn't be there. It would just, you would have to add a 1, and then, so this is probably what it would look like normally. Just add 1, 7, add, and then right click, block, paste, and there we go. And what we want to do after this is we want to rename it. So in this case, eat. And then I want my animal to come back. So 22, there we go. So this node eat, you can position it any way you want. Under normal circumstances, it is usually centered around the roof of the mouth, around this area. So what I want to do in order to move it is I right click on it, transform, edit. Alright, so now we have to figure out how it moves in space. So if I click X here, it's all the way up there. I don't want that. If I click Y, it goes straight forward right there. And if I click Z, it moves to the side. And depending on how it's orientated, which you can tell by these colorful lines here, the X, Y, and Z may move it in slightly different positions. Normally you want Z, the one that moves it to the side, at 0, since this particular node, it needs to be centered on the mouth. And then what we want to do is very carefully manipulate these numbers to move the node where we want it. So what I want to do is maybe decrease this number. Yep, there we go. And these different numbers will move it at different intervals. So if I wanted to move it just a tiny bit more, I can add a free here. And see, it only moved it a teeny tiny bit. But I don't want to do that, so I'll just set it to 0. And then we'll go here and 7. See, that's moving it nice. And you have to select all of these. You can't just type, unfortunately. You have to select all of these. And 8 is a bit too much. So we're going back to 7. And then I'm going to edit the other number next to it. See, that's getting there. And then maybe, oops, there we go. Maybe 6. And there we go. And then once you're done, once you're happy with the position of your node, click accept. And that's it. And then you're done. Then you're ready to save. There's a second way to do this. And to do that, I'm going to reload this, load, and I'm going to again delete the eat node. So block, remove to simulate this. And the other way you can do it is if your animal is using a rig of another animal that has an intact skeleton, you can open the original NIF, and what you can do is you can go to the eat node here, and you can right click, block, copy, and then in this case we want to find the head, and then of course do the thing to get your empty child here, and then right click, block, paste, and then it should be where it should be, and there you go. You can, if you do do this, remove, say you're not quite sure where the bone is supposed to be connected, and say you connected to, I don't know, the wrong node. So paste. See, it's kind of like floating in the air now, and we don't want that. What you can do is you see these lines here, you want to see where to converge and find the little dot. Click on the dot. You sometimes need to click it a couple of times until you find which bone all of these are connected to. And then you just make an empty child here, and you put in the number, so in this case 134, 134, and it should bounce it to its correct position. And that is pretty much it. So you got any questions or need help with anything more, please let me know, and I'll see you later.